The Silurian Hypothesis: was there a civilization before humans? Could Earth have hosted an industrial civilization long before humans? And would we even know? If our own cities can vanish in just a few thousand years, imagine what could disappear in a million. Now stretch that thought further. 10 million, 100 million. Could an entire intelligent species have risen, thrived, reshaped the planet, and vanished without leaving a trace we could recognize today? This is the Silurian Hypothesis, and it might rewrite everything we think we know about our planet's history. Proposed by NASA scientists Gavin Schmidt and Adam Frank, the Silurian Hypothesis isn't a claim that such a civilization existed. It's a thought experiment. The question is simple. If one had existed millions of years before us, could we even detect it today? The surprising answer is maybe not. You see, deep time is ruthless. Earth is constantly reshaping itself. Mountains rise and crumble into dust. Oceans flood continents, then retreat again. Ice sheets advance, grinding the surface clean. And beneath it all, tectonic plates slowly recycle the crust, swallowing up almost everything that ever sat on it. In geological terms, even human civilization is just a blink of an eye. If we vanish tomorrow in less than 10 million years, nearly every trace of us, our cities, our roads, our monuments, would be gone. Not decayed, not abandoned, erased. So, what would survive? Not the skyscrapers, not the smartphones, maybe not even the bones. But there are fingerprints that might outlast us. Chemical fingerprints. Our industrial activity is already leaving unusual signatures in Earth's sediment layers. Things that nature doesn't create on its own. Synthetic chemicals. Plastics that resist decay for centuries. Artificial isotopes from nuclear reactions. Even metals mined and concentrated far beyond natural levels. A civilization millions of years in the past might have left similar traces if we knew where and how to look for them. There are strange moments in the geological record that raise questions. Sudden spikes in carbon levels, rapid warming events, extinctions that happen faster than expected. One of the most intriguing is the Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum, about 56 million years ago, when Earth's temperature spiked and the climate shifted dramatically in a geologic instant. The mainstream explanation points to volcanic activity, methane release, or other natural processes. But in the Silurian Hypothesis, you're allowed to ask, what if it wasn't purely natural? What if it was the byproduct of a civilization we've never known existed? If that civilization existed, what were they? They might not have looked like us. They might not have even been mammals. Intelligence has evolved multiple times on Earth, in birds and dolphins, even in cephalopods like octopuses. Given enough time and the right conditions, another branch of life could have developed language, tools, cities, and industry, long before the first humans walked upright. Picture a reptilian species thriving in the warm swamps of the Mesozoic, or an ocean-based civilization building structures beneath the waves, or a creature we can't even imagine, whose bones never fossilized, whose cities stood in places that are now the floor of the Pacific Ocean. But here's the problem. Fossils are rare, very rare. Of every living thing that has ever existed, only a tiny fraction left behind any trace at all. And most of those are still buried, undiscovered. Even among the dinosaurs, we've found just a sliver of what once lived. If an ancient industrial species didn't fossilize well, or lived in regions prone to erosion and subduction, their physical remains could be gone forever. And so the evidence we'd have to rely on wouldn't be bones or ruins, but changes in the chemistry of rocks and sediments. And separating those from natural events after millions of years is one of the hardest problems in science. And that brings us to the uncomfortable part. The Silurian hypothesis isn't just about the past, it's about us. Because if there really was a civilization before ours and we can't find it, what does that say about the future of ours? It means that even the most dominant species, even one that reshapes the planet, might be little more than a temporary chapter in Earth's story. A chapter that future readers might never even know existed. If all we leave behind is a thin chemical signature, a spike of carbon, a dusting of plastics, a scattering of strange isotopes, will the next intelligent species to rise even realize we were here? Maybe the story of intelligent life on Earth didn't begin with us. Maybe it won't end with us. But if we are just one of many civilizations this planet has seen, the real question is, how many others have already come and gone? And how many will still rise after we are gone? What do you think?